to this opening ceremony of the South-South Knowledge Exchange Forum on linking social protection and employment opportunities. It's our great pleasure this morning to have with us Dr. Bambang Widianto, Deputy for Human Development and Equality and the Executive Secretary for the National Team for Accelerating Poverty Reduction at the Office of the Vice President, and Ibu Fleur Davies, Minister Councillor from the Australian Embassy in Jakarta.
The question for this forum is very relevant to this challenge, is how to best link social protection work with employment strategies, and what social protection tools are going to be most effective in getting people into the workforce or enabling them to set up their own small businesses to find a path out of poverty for themselves and their families. What makes poor people more employable and better able to access employment opportunities? What are some of the risks and pitfalls? We know that some policies, if they're not well thought through, if they're implemented in the wrong ways, may actually be harmful to the poor. We may be making assumptions about what is possible that aren't actually based on reality, and so
it is a challenge for us to link social protection and employment. I think it's a very important topics. We want to listen from all of you about your experience, about what you have been doing in your country.
Good morning. Welcome to Jakarta. Welcome to Indonesia. So we move to the second session, then I think.
Okay, and on the question of social protection that increases employability. Okay, providing people financial inclusion, cash for training, linking social protection to vocational training, special programs for persons with disabilities, childcare which can work both ways. Either you can provide childcare to social protection beneficiaries, which will free them up to take labour opportunities, or you can use public works programs to provide more of a social function by using public works not to build roads but to provide social services to others, including childcare. And job search support, so helping people with the process of finding where the work is, making them aware of the opportunities that exist.
A lot of processes to drawing out tacit knowledge is that they often create knowledge that's inactive, or they don't get the knowledge that really matters. I often talk about three things: blind spots, mismatches, and jail. So this exercise is just an introduction.
Hello, my name is Martina.
My name is Uy Aitama.
I'm Asep Suryahadi.
I think that is the basic. Whether you'll train somebody on resilience, whether you want to train somebody, the first will need basic, kind of a basic education.
Yeah.
How do you link that? It might fit in both.
And what I would encourage in this regard is thinking about what's the macroeconomic functions that are happening. What does the labor market look like generally? Where is the economy looking to build or grow jobs?
Tends to design supply-led interventions because we believe the poor need A, B, C, D. In fact, nobody knows what the poor need.
Because there is a big difference between the soft skills and hard skills.
The fact that they are beneficiaries, they don't have that strength of saying, I am able, I am capable.
I think the important thing here is the importance of having information on individuals, on the household or the family, and on locations. We also talked about the need then to record receipt of different social protection benefits.
An example of a Kenyan scenario where for you to know the beneficiary, then you must map this beneficiary to a location. You must map him to where he belongs to.
Comentaba yo de que el hacer un levantamiento, sea de encuestas o cuestionarios masivos, concentrando a las familias, a los interesados, puede resultar de que la información no sea correcta, no sea exacta.
Un servicio social dentro del gobierno local, que son los municipios del país que están a lo largo de todo Chile.
Program that goes to the most precarious urban settings and also the most violent ones in my country, so it's very complex to work with the program.
There is a database, MIS database, with the ministry and agencies. And another database is there with the district administration, those who are implementing those programs.
We want to give the beneficiaries of the social cash transfer, it's unconditional cash transfer which we are implementing in Malawi.
Access to financial service is not only about finance. It's also about self-confidence and about the capacity for poor women in particular to project themselves into the future.
I'm overwhelmed by all the new information that I got during the last 2 days.
Hector? And thinking about how to contextualize from all of the different countries into the situations that we face in the particular areas where we work.
I'm glad that we arranged the cooperation between Germany and Australia. I think that's very important and we have a good base to go on this.
I think the most important outcome has been the degree of contribution from everybody in this room, the enthusiasm which you've all brought to this process, and the amount of interaction that we've had. What I've tried to do is to draw a picture here of what has been achieved. I think the key here is the discussion that we've had about linking social protection beneficiaries at the top of this slide with the markets down at the bottom. And I think as we've discussed over the 2 days, that is something which is in everybody's common interests. And it does provide us with the opportunity to align different incentives between beneficiaries, between social protection providers, and even with ministries of finance. So I think it's in everybody's interests to try to facilitate the process. Now, it's not an easy one, as we've discussed, and it's also very specific to individual country situations. But broadly, what we've tried to do here is to identify an approach which helps us to move down from being a beneficiary to being a market player in one way or another.
This forum brought together a wealth of knowledge and expertise from all across the globe, and really hearing you all just speaking now, hearing your voices and your reactions really brings home just how much experience we have here, but also how many different countries are grappling with similar issues, no doubt bringing different but in some cases comparable approaches. So we are very excited to see where this conversation goes with the community that's formed here going forward.
I think I feel energized by this process. And I'm also amazed that Nick can make this kind of summary. Kathy, that I saw all of these papers around this. So again, thank you very much. And with Alhamdulillah, I close this workshop. Thank you very much.